Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Leaders in Islamabad Business Summit. And our theme today would be disrupting the future. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a pretty challenging but also a very interesting theme that we're going to be talking about today. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, we're so very honored and very happy to have the leading conference management organization, the prestigious and the very respected and very organized Nutshell Conferences with the Ministry of Planning, Development and Reforms of Pakistan, and in collaboration with Martin Dow, and in strategic partnership with the Board of Investment of the Government of Pakistan and OICCI, or the Overseas Investors Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Together, they are hosting the second edition of the Leaders in Islamabad Business Summit 2018 in the beautiful capital city of Pakistan, Islamabad, on the 14th and 15th of March 2018, which means it's today and tomorrow. Don't forget about tomorrow either, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, the topic or the theme of this year's much anticipated summit would be disrupting the future. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start, please give all of us here a big round of applause. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to ensure the success and to ensure that this summit goes smoothly today, we'd like to direct your eyes onto the screen first and direct your attention to the beautiful recitation of the Holy Quran, and also to appreciate and to thank the greatness and the glory of Allah the Almighty.
الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Thank you. Now, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Amelia Yahya. I'm a news anchor for CNN, and I'm based in Jakarta in Indonesia. And ladies and gentlemen, before we start, we'd also, of course, like to extend our profound gratitude and sincere thanks to our dear sponsors. I'd like to mention them one by one. Our strategic sponsors, the Board of Investment of the Government of Pakistan, OICCI, or the Overseas Investors Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and also the Corporate Pakistan Group. And of course, as you can see, would also like to thank our media group, Jung Media Group, and our platinum sponsor, Q Mobile, our knowledge partners, Think Ahead, ACCA, and Eisenhower Fellowships, and our gold sponsors, we have SAP, PTCL, Oracle, IBM, TCS, Kansai Paint, Abacus, Hupco, Shield, Framvo, and also Nava. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we're here in the beautiful capital city of Pakistan in Islamabad, I'd like to present to you the Pakistan Navy Band that's going to be leading us all to sing Pakistan's national anthem. For that, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to ask everyone to please rise and be on your feet as we have the Pakistan's Navy Band to lead us to together sing Pakistan's national anthem. Thank you. You may now be seated. Now, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, as I said, on behalf of our dear organizers, we'd like to extend our profound gratitude and sincere thanks to everyone for your participation and also for your attendance here today. And of course, we'd also like to thank our partners and our sponsors here today. Ladies and gentlemen, without each and every one of you and without your support and your commitment, our summit would not be possible here today. And speaking of this summit would not be possible, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, would also like to sincerely thank our dear friend who, by the way, has made this summit as beautifully and as organized as you can see right here. Ladies and gentlemen, he has been working extremely hard and tirelessly to ensure that this summit goes about smoothly and successfully. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a dear friend of mine. He is the founding CEO of Nutshell Conferences and also the founder of Corporate Pakistan Group. Ladies and gentlemen, we would sincerely like to thank Mr. Muhammad Asfar Ahsan. Ladies and gentlemen, please give him a big round of applause. Mr. Asfar Ahsan, without your hard work and also your commitment and your support for this summit, the Leaders in Islamabad Business Summit 2018 being held here in Islamabad, our summit indeed would not be possible. So for that, sir, we thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we can see right here, our summit is indeed an incredible one because we have so many people, so many of the great crowds, of the most forward-thinking crowds, business leaders, futurists, and also innovators all gathered in here today to celebrate this great summit, which is the Leaders in Islamabad Business Summit, and our theme today is to disrupt the future. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, to start this summit, I would like to invite one of our great key speakers here on stage. But first, let me tell you a little bit about him first. He is a prominent businessman in the pharmaceutical sector. Yes, he is very well known here in Pakistan. And to this day, he continues to be involved in setting strategic business directions of senior management alongside the quest of operational excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with the greatest honor, and please allow me to invite this great gentleman on stage. Please welcome the chairman of Martin Dow, Mr. Muhammad Jawed Akhai, here on stage to deliver his presentation. I hope you're doing very well here today. The floor is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Distinguished speakers, delegates, guests, ladies and gentlemen, and of course the honorable State Minister and the Chairman of Board of Investment, Mr. Naeem Zamindar. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning. I welcome you all to this second edition of the Leaders in Islamabad Business Summit, not just on behalf of Martin Dow, but on behalf of Nutshell and the Ministry of Planning, Development and Reforms. It's great to see many of you back from last year's session, a positive indication that we inspired you and excited you by sharing the minds of learned leaders who played their role in bringing about change in our world today. The theme for today's summit is Disrupting the Future, and what a perfect time to hear the world-class speakers on this subject. Disruption. Historically, the word disruption has had a negative connotation. Let me begin by sharing its true meaning. Disturbance or problems that interrupt an event, activity, or process, and over the years, we have seen and are seeing some of our leaders creating disruption in the workplace, in the communities, and in countries. Here, I speak of disruption in its most negative form, a term that has brought our world today perilously close to catastrophes and derailments in geopolitics, in global economics, in environmental spoliation, and in a host of religious, ethnic, and nationalistic hostilities. To avoid these catastrophes, the need to collaborate with the greatest number of people across the world is most urgent. We need to disrupt now in the positive form. And that's why we have all come together here in Islamabad to listen to today's leaders and who have created and demonstrated the positive value of disruption in this digital age. Ironically, the disruption agenda is being discussed and debated at the highest global level at the World Economic Forum in Davos. I'm privileged to say that over the years, Martin Dow has been a host with the Pathfinder Group for the Pakistan Breakfast at the World Economic Forum in Davos, where the annual meeting remains a global platform unmatched in engaging leaders from business, government, international organizations, academia, and civil society to develop a shared narrative to improve the state of the world the theme this time at Davos was creating a shared future in a fractured world. The fractures that have emerged can no longer be tolerated with indecisions, and the disruption process has already begun. This year at the Pakistan Breakfast, the hall was full to capacity well before the Prime Minister, Shahid Khaqan Abbasi, arrived. The Pakistan Breakfast is meant to project a soft and positive image for Pakistan and is a very important platform to present the Pakistan narrative. We were privileged to have Bilawal Bhutto Zardari with us along with other leading dignitaries from Pakistan. This year, Prime Minister Abbasi was the chief guest at the breakfast, who in his speech not only spoke candidly about the country's current economic and security situation, dispelling the negative perception of Pakistan, but he very eloquently answered some very sensitive and tricky questions from the international media. The optimism and confidence displayed by Prime Minister Abbasi on Pakistan's future outlook was received very positively by a huge gathering of guests. This year, for the first time at the World Economic Forum, Martin Dow launched the Pakistan Pavilion, which allowed our entrepreneurs, IT specialists, the media, financial services, and philanthropists to interact with the international community to present the Pakistan narrative. The Pakistan Pavilion succeeded in sending out a positive message to the global community and has the potential to leave a lasting impact on how our country is perceived. The Pakistan platform was a giant step to making Pakistan more attractive for the world as an investor-friendly country with a future. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share with you a short clip of the last 2 years of Pakistan's presence at World Economic Forum Davos.
The World Economic Forum is committed to improving the state of the world through public-private cooperation in the spirit of global citizenship. It engages with business, political, academic, and other leaders to shape global, regional and industry agendas. Incorporated as a not-for-profit foundation in 1971 and headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. General Raeed al-Sharif, presence and presentation acted as a positive game-changer for Pakistan's narrative. An unofficial straw poll showed that he was one of the 5 most sought-after people in Davos, tremendous recognition for a former military leader from the developing world. Pathfinder Group and Mr. Javed Akhai, Chairman Martin Dow Group, co-hosted the Pakistan Breakfast for the 3rd year running. This year's theme at Davos was creating a shared future in a fractured world. Mr. Javed Akhai, Chairman Martin Dow Group and the Pathfinder Group, has for the 4th year running co-hosted the Pakistan Breakfast. For the first time in World Economic Forum 48-year history, they also launched the Pakistan Pavilion. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina Abbasi was the chief guest at the breakfast where more than 250 people from at least 35 nations attended. Speaking candidly, the PM outlined challenges faced by Pakistan and highlighted the potential for investment. His grace and calm when answering some very pointed questions was very much appreciated by the gathering. The presence of PPP chairperson Bilawal Bhutto was made even better with PM Abbasi very graciously acknowledging the leader of the opposition. Indeed a great day for democracy.
गुज़िश्ता 3 सालों में आलमी इक़्तिसादी फ़ोरम में पाकिस्तान की नुमाइंदगी में बतदरीज इजाफ़ा हुआ है। इस साल पाथ फाइंडर के CEO इकराम सहगल और मार्टिन डाउ के CEO जावेद इकाई ने पाकिस्तानी पवेलियन का क़याम करके पाकिस्तान की आलमी इक़्तिसादी फ़ोरम में शिरकत को मज़ीद नुमायां कर दिया। इसी के साथ पाकिस्तान के प्राइवेट सेक्टर की वैफ़ में बढ़ती हुई दिलचस्पी और पाकिस्तानी सकाफ़त, खेल और फ़ैशन की शिरकत ने पाकिस्तान की हैसियत में इजाफ़ा किया है।
एक्सपेरिमेंट पर हमने ये किया कि ग्रुप ऑफ लोग लाए IT में, फिलैंथ्रोपी में, मीडिया में, फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज में, ये सब कुल मिला यहाँ पर
लोग आएँ, एंगेज हो, इंटरैक्ट करें, नेटवर्किंग हो।
बड़े बिजनेस हाउसेस से कि वो उसकी मेंबरशिप लें ताकि उनके लिए दरवाजे खुल जाएं।
फैशन को हम एक अच्छे सेंस में पाकिस्तान के थ्रू स्विट्ज़रलैंड में और यूरोप में प्रमोट करना चाहते हैं और इसके लिए हम डावोस में आए हैं लोगों से मिलने के लिए।
यहाँ पर जो भी डायलॉग हुआ है वो 2 चीज़ें हैं। एक जो पॉजिटिव चीज़ है वो ये है कि CPEC का क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा, पाकिस्तान चाइना पार्टनरशिप और इसकी क्या फ्यूचर है।
In a report posted on the World Economic Forum website, BMI Research said Pakistan is among the 10 emerging countries it expects to contribute the most to global growth over the next decade. It said Pakistan is one of the 10 emerging markets of the future, the countries that are set to become new drivers of economic growth over the next 10 years. BMI estimate that these countries will cumulatively add $4.3 trillion to global GDP by year 2025, roughly the equivalent of Japan's current economy. Disruption works only when we let others interact, support, and engage with people of higher learning and experience. And to make disruption successful, you need disruptive leaders to move the ships forward, as we are doing today. Disruption is redefining leadership as we know it. The skills once considered prerequisites for corporate leadership are declining in importance. In the past, it was more about consistent, efficient, and effective performance. Today's most successful leaders are those that intelligently interpret disruption, break down traditional barriers, seek outside opinions, and are prepared to adopt and evolve with speed. Now it's about agility and anticipation. We need to anticipate unstated and future needs. When you are anticipating, you are creating disruption from the inside out. Martin Dow is proud to play its role in bringing the disruption agenda to Pakistan by jointly hosting the second Leaders in Islamabad Business Summit with the engagement of the international community intertwined with the fabric of our local community. Together, we can create positive disruption which is sustainable in changing the landscape of the marketplace and embracing the new tomorrow, giving our coming generations a more healthier future. And with the amazing lineup of the highest caliber of speakers we have for the next 2 days, I shall leave you with the most relevant quote from a highly acclaimed writer, Robin Sharma. And I quote, "By seizing the opportunities that disruption presents and leveraging hard times into greater success through out-innovating, out-thinking, and outworking everyone around you. This just might be the richest time of your life so far." Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for being here, and I hope you enjoy the summit.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, the Chairman of Martin Dow, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Muhammad Jawed Akhai, for the welcoming speech. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please give him a big round of applause. Thank you so much. Now, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, just as Mr. Muhammad Jawed Akhai, the chairman of Martin Dow, which is also our co-host for today's summit, has stated that this summit indeed has given us and provided to us an extravagant atmosphere as we are all gathered here together with innovators, futurists, and also business thinkers and also policymakers, and not just from the government side, but also from the business sector side.